Hey, Jim, come up here for a second. You weren't here when I was handing these out, so I've been hanging on to it. This is an award for your work on this project of mini grants that I wanted to hand you. Okay?
I just briefly wanted to say that really Randy is really taken over and has set up everything for this meeting. I agreed in a transition year to help, and I expected to be here doing the whole year. But he's really taken over and done a marvelous job. He asked me if I wanted to give out the awards this time, and I said, A, it was totally inappropriate, and secondly, that he had done such a wonderful job last time that I was not going to follow.
Where you started, 1, 2, 3.
I can only do a good job because Jim has such programs set up in such a terrific way. Anybody could follow in his footsteps. So, but anyway, thank you, Jim. And a special welcome to our mini grant recipients. We just heard a lot about what Rotary does on an international basis. This is one of the things that our club does on a local community basis. And none of this would be possible for our club if it wasn't for the wonderful fundraising activities we have, like the crab feed that we just had. That was terrifically done well and very successful. So if it wasn't for those things, we wouldn't be able to do these kind of community programs. Our club has, for the past several years, contributed $12,000 to the mini grant program. This is the third round of mini grants. And fortunately, Dave Darlington is here from the LVES, Livermore Valley Education Fund. And they have for years been matching our grants to the schools. So as a result of that, each year, approximately $20,000 gets donated back to the community to a variety of projects, mostly to the schools, I would say. We have a large committee. I'd like the members of the mini grant committee just to stand up for a moment. This is as I said, the third round. We had 17 applications, and out of those 17 applications, 10 of them were awarded mini grants. The school district actually, after looking over the requests from the school, decided to grant 3 of them themselves. So 13 were awarded grants, only 4 were denied. We will be, we're handing out, let's see, I've got the number here someplace. I lost them. Anyway, we will be awarding 10 mini grants. I'd like at this time to start the first mini grant award is to Marfel Cusco from Maryland Avenue School. So Marfel, can you come up and tell us a little bit about the program?
And thank you. This is the third year that the Rotary has funded Caldecott and Newberry winners for Maryland Avenue School. So one title is Finding Winnie, and it's a wonderful story, and it's a true story about a very famous bear named Winnie. And there is so many layers to this book. It's a very interesting book, and I hope if you ever have a chance to read it, you will read it and enjoy it. The other book that's not up there is called Last Stop on Market Street, and it tells a story about a boy named CJ and taking a trip across town with his grandma and learning a very important lesson from his grandma. So these books are enjoyed by our students every year, and our students love them, and I am very grateful. So thank you very much.
And the second award goes to Deborah Morris from Laredo Seco.
standing desk. One of the greatest things happening in California right now is that they're making a move in all the classrooms to try and have standing desks for students. Students sitting, especially in first grade, get very bored very quickly. Our lifestyles now are more active and more moving. Our kids now need to stand. I have raised some desks in my classroom for the short students, and that works well. For the taller students, they stand, they sit on the floor, they lie on the floor with boards. I try to keep my room as movement possible for them. It keeps them much more engaged. With this one, it has a foot pedal underneath, so they'll be keeping their body going, and they're going to stay focused and become better learners as well. So thank you very much, and I hope to be back for another one.
Our third awardee is Nanette Mather from Livermore High School.
Thank you very much to the Rotary Club here. I'm new here in Livermore at Livermore High School teaching resource. So I work with special needs students. I have been so impressed with the community here in Livermore and how supportive they are in helping our students, especially special needs. When I'm working on innovation and creativity is like helping our special needs students really access the curriculum and really be able to contribute and thrive in a changing world. And so what I'm building with your help is an audio library that the students can use, and we share on Google Docs. So we have the audio books that they're listening to and from their English class, and they can listen to it in the classroom or they can listen to it at home, so they have that access. And then with your help, we have supported the headphones for all our resource classes to be able to access this audio library. And then also forgetting that sometimes our students don't have computers at home, and to learn that digital literacy and nurture that understanding is we have a couple of mouse that they can use on the computers because they're using their phones, but still have to remember and learn how to use them on a mouse on a computer. But I really appreciate your support, and also the district was able to help fund the audio library with some books, and then also with some algebra tiles to help support the visual tactile learners and learning algebra. So I really appreciate your support, and thank you very much.
And our next recipient is Jessica Torres from Jackson Avenue School.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. It's my first time public speaking. So I'm just going to read off a quick thing I wrote up. Good afternoon. Thank you for having me here today representing Jackson Avenue School. Jackson Avenue is a high-poverty Title I school that serves the Leahy Square and Habitat for Humanity areas. 50% of our families are on free or reduced lunch. With the help of Jackson Avenue Girl Scouts troops, we are able to turn a once empty lot into a veggie and fruit garden to be. A Fertile Groundworks volunteer donated and built the first bed in which the first graders have planted and harvested their own vegetables. Your grant would help us build 2 more boxes where we can expand our healthy food choices and build a crop net to keep the ground squirrels out. That was a mess last time. Fertile Groundworks has already started our seedlings for our plants to be in these boxes. Thank you for your contribution to Jackson Avenue, and I guarantee you will be making a difference in the health of our school community. Thank you.
Our next recipient is Sophia Rodriguez from Livermore High School.
So I also work at the Livermore High School, and I teach moderate severe special day program. I work with Nanette. So thank you very much for this wonderful grant. Part of where this money is going to be going is developing a specialized program for kids with very, severe disabilities, where they're going to be able to learn about functional academics and be able to utilize that in a real world, such as shopping, doing laundry, working on life skills, doing baked potato for our staff. And this particular curriculum provides them the skills with being able to accomplish a smooth transition from the school academics and into independent living and transition program that is being held at Granada. So they're going to be working with specific curriculum assessments that are aligned actually with Common Core and also adhere to the standards of the workability place, being able to fill out an application, being able to understand what it's like to get a paycheck and what's on it and where it goes, how to make a deposit and such. So it's a wonderful tool for us to be able to use in the classroom and then take in the community and see where they'll be able to apply all those skills in the real world. So thank you very much, Rotary, for this money. And some of my students are also shooting stars. I don't know if you guys have heard of that, but they recently received a grant for that too. So we're very, very appreciative because it's going to help those kids really accomplish something more than they probably think they can. So thank you.
And the next grant is to Fenagati from Altamont Creek Elementary.
Well, it's great hearing about all the projects that you are helping with funding, about the India trip, and I just want to say Altamont Creek appreciates your support. You've helped us in the past, and we're very fortunate to have an elementary STEM program helping elementary kids with engineering. And one of the goals was to have kids speak and be able to present their findings, to present their ideas. And so anyway, we applied for a grant for headsets with microphones. And we had tried having kids present like I am, and they stumbled with their words like I am. So, but we went a step further and had kids recording on different programs on the iPads we're fortunate to have. And kids got so excited about it, but we happened to hear only the voices around us. And the students that were especially in need of a quiet, secluded space were very distracted. And kids with all needs come through the science lab. And so we found that having a headset that kids could just shut out the extra sound and having a microphone so their voice could actually be heard on the recording and they could play it back would make such a big difference. And so anyway, we are very thankful to have this and to give our kids a chance to practice their 21st century skills. So thank you.
And our next recipient is Thomas Reynolds from Delval High School.
Well, thank you for supporting the students at Delval Continuation High School. So there's different ways to connect with students and challenge them, even challenge them to learn outside the classroom. So one of the ideas is we've been working with earlier this year is teaching them some puzzle solving skills and problem solving kind of growth mindset where your brain grows when it makes mistakes and then you try a different solution. So when I was growing up, I've had this for about 35 years now. I get to a point where it was one side was good, but the other sides were missing, and I could never figure out the way to get the last pieces in one way without messing up the rest. Well, fortunately, a few years ago, a friend of mine said, well, there's a couple algorithms that might help you out. So with a little bit of help, the students start off on their own, and then they get a little tutoring. And there's ways to kind of use mathematical reasoning to move, say, this piece right here over here. And so it's very satisfying, I have to say, to finally solve the Rubik's Cube. So some of our students have done that. And if you'd like to do it sometime, I'll be happy to do a little Rotary Cube conference if you'd like. I think Niall saw me at church one day. We were teaching some kids at the table a few of the moves. So if you'd like to, invite me back for a special Rotary Cube Day. I'd be happy to participate. Thank you.
I'll be over for a lesson. I'd like to introduce Gene King. All these have been school awards at this point, but I'd like to introduce Gene
come to this will do it. We all know that how much the arts and music are valuable to our students when they are learning different things. And so what we are doing with this program is we have dress rehearsals of the symphony for our 4 concerts each year. And we are inviting those students to come to the dress rehearsal. They get to see the music actually doesn't always come out of a little black box. It comes out of instruments that people play. And so they get to watch the dress rehearsal, they get to talk to our conductor, our director, and she shows them the score. They get to learn a little bit more about the music. They can stay for as long as they want to the dress rehearsal, but if they want to leave, they don't have to be bored by it, and they also get a tour of the theater. And so I thank you. I think this will be a great experience for those students, and I thank you very much for your grant.
And back to the schools, Joanna Martinez from Maryland Avenue School.
Thank you for this opportunity. I'm a second grade teacher, and this Fountas and Pinnell reading assessment is what I'm here, we'll be getting. The kindergarten and first grade team already have this reading assessment going. This grant is not going to be going to something specifically for the children, but for the students, for the teachers to use on the children to assess them. I come from a Title I school with a very large free and reduced population, and they have a very difficult time learning. And I know the past several years their student achievement has gone up, and we think this open-ended question as opposed to a closed question reading assessment will increase their comprehension as well as their fluency and accuracy. So thank you very much for this. Our goal is to get it up all the way to 5th grade. Kindergarten and first grade has it, and with this we'll get it to 2nd grade. So we hope to see you again in several years' time. Thank you.
And our last, but certainly not least, awardee is Angie Angola from the Bothwell Arts Center.
Hi everyone, my name's Ann. I'm from the Bothwell Arts Center and I'm the arts manager there. We do all kinds of great things, learn, teach, create. Especially the Bothwell, you guys all know Bothwell, right? So one of the things that I do is curate the art shows at the Bankhead Theater Gallery. That's the walls in the lobby area, and the walls change up every 2 months. And currently we have a show called In Good Company, Celebrating Women Artists. And this is in recognition that March is Women's History Month, and Swan Day is in March. It's Support Women Artists Now. So I did this nice show, and they get artists from all over the Bay Area, and in fact some from other parts of California, so it's a really nice show. And I'm kind of committed at these art receptions to cross the arts. So sometimes I have live music, but in this case I got a grant from Rotary, so thank you, to bring in modern dancers. So during the art reception, I have Condanza Repertoire Company dancing during the artist reception. So they'll come in and kind of dance around the gathered people and then do a little presentation. So I want you guys all to think of this as a personal invitation to come on this Saturday from 2 to 4 at the Bankhead Theater. The gallery is open 7 days a week, so if you happen to not make it Saturday, which I hope you guys do, you can always stop in. The visitor center is now open from 12 to 6 every day of the week. So the art show, there's always art up on the wall. So again, thank you, and I appreciate it from the Bothwell Arts.
I'd like Dave to come up for a moment, just say a word or two, and thanks so much for managing our grants. We appreciate it.
Great partnership. I've been in Livermore for 31 years, and I guess one of the things that keeps me here, besides the great weather, are the people of this town. I've known some of you for a long time, and it's always the same people, and they work hard, and they give, and it's always done with pleasure, with grace, and with style. And that's a really cool thing. Also, I appreciate coming here today, as always. Always fun to break bread and have a conversation. And the thing I have to admit is that every time I leave here, thanks to the table back there today, I always leave with a new idea, a new inspiration, a new little nugget that we're going to take out there and we can utilize that. That's one of the things that we're doing now with the LBEF board. As I mentioned I think last time, we've expanded to, we now have 18 board members. We've all adopted at least one school. We have personal relationship with our principals and with our PTA presidents, rather than, hey, you know, what does the district think we need? We're finding out all those little things. We initiated a pilot program called a Flash Grant, and it's for small little, Sophia here, we just got awarded yesterday.
Thank you so much.
These are for little tiny projects, $350 or less. The window of opportunity is very small, it's very limited, but the need is now. That's something they can put in place literally now. And so for the time that they apply for the grant until they get the check is 10 days. And that's what we want to do, is we don't want to lose those marvelous, incredible, innovative, imaginative little projects that can have such a profound difference for some of our students. So the good news is that we've blown through most of it in less than a month. But it also has helped us, especially with Sophia and other people, getting their feedback, and we're fine-tuning it. And I hope that next year we'll be able to maybe triple or quadruple the amount of money in the fund. So along with the Flash grants, along with the matching grants with Rotary, and all the other partnerships we have, it's amazing that what this town, and Livermore small town to me, what we're able to do, not only for students, for those people that have the greatest needs. So I look forward to being up here again and a long and fruitful and exciting and rewarding partnership with Rotary. Thanks.
I found those numbers I was looking for. This time, Livermore Rotary paid out $2,379, and Livermore Valley Education matched $1,879 for $4,258 total. So, but wasn't it an incredible variety of mini grants? It's just amazing. I'd like to give all our awardees another hand. And I want to give a special thanks to Alan Frank, who put together the video so that you can see what these awards are actually doing, in addition to hearing the teachers. So thank you again. That's it.